Hello everyone, it is me, Vichys, and yes, today we are addressing another argumentative topic in Dandy's world, revolving around tapes. Now, tapes are mainly used to buy stuff from Dandy's shop, but they are also used for certain tunes' abilities, which are Sprout, Teagan, and Blot. For this video, I'm going to be referring to these three as tape tunes. Now, I'm going to be covering all the situations in Dandy's world involving these three tunes and tapes. Whenever there's only one or multiple tape tunes in a run, it will all be covered in this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this argument, and now let's go ahead and start the video. Starting with there only being a Sprout in the run. Now Sprout should take the majority of tapes so he can use them to heal other tunes. Unless there's a good reason for others to take them, or if the Sprout is fine with others taking the tapes, he should take most of them most of the time. Sprout can also get tapes from machines and items, so if there are items laying around that aren't really useful to the team, Sprout can take them in order to gain extra tapes. In summary, Sprout should take the majority of the tapes and also useless items on the floor that don't serve any purpose. Now if only Teagan is in the run, there are many possible ways to distribute tapes. Teagan can get half and everyone else can get the other half, or Teagan only takes tapes when she is low on health. Since Teagan can heal herself, she usually should leave heals such as bandages and medkits to the rest of the team, while she takes the tapes on the floor. And also similar to Sprout, Teagan can take useless items to gain extra tapes, or extract machines. In summary, Teagan should take the tapes to heal herself, while the other tunes take the bandages and medkits as heals. If only Blot is in the run, it's very rare that he should take most of the tapes, since his ability is very cheap, only costing 10 tapes. He and the normal tunes can just take tapes freely however they like. Blot might also not even need to take any tapes, as he can get plenty from just extracting machines and taking items. In summary, Blot shouldn't take too many of the tapes as his ability doesn't cost too many. Now, we're going to be getting to scenarios with two tape tunes in the run. If both Sprout and Blot are in the run, the same criteria from earlier should still apply. Sprout takes a majority while Blot can get his from machines and items. The rest of the tunes should also not take any and leave them for Sprout, unless there's a certain situation like Sprout already having plenty of tapes. In summary, Sprout takes a majority and Blot gets his from machines and items. Now with Teagan and Blot, it's very similar to the last scenario. Blot gets his from items and machines, while Teagan and the rest of the team either split them in half for both, or Teagan takes the tapes for heals and the others use bandages and medkits as heals. In summary, Teagan tapes more tapes than Blot by a long shot. Now with Sprout and Teagan in the run, and this one can be very debatable. You might think Sprout and Teagan can just split the tapes evenly. However, I still think Sprout should take the majority of them since he can help the rest of the team, while Teagan only heals herself. Teagan can get tapes from machines and useless items on the ground, or maybe she can take more tapes if she is currently low on health. In summary, Sprout takes more to help the rest of the team, while Teagan gets tapes in other ways I mentioned earlier, or rarely taking more when she is low on health, since heal items are mainly for the remainder of the team. Now for this chapter, what if Sprout, Teagan, and Blot are all in a run? Well, this can yet again be distributed evenly. Sprout still takes the majority while Teagan and Blot get theirs from machines and items, or Sprout gets half while Teagan and Blot get the other half. The rest of the team usually should not take tapes if all three of the tape tunes are in a run, unless in very specific situations. Teagan should get more tapes if she's low on health, while Blot should probably not take a single tape off the ground since his ability still costs a low amount of tapes. Sprout, again, can aid the rest of the team while Teagan and Blot's abilities are mainly for themselves. Although Blot can leave Blot Jr. as a decoy to save others from Twisteds, this mostly isn't needed as he can already get tapes from ways mentioned previously. In summary, Sprout takes a majority, while Teagan and Blot get tapes from alternate sources. Teagan can maybe take more than Sprout if she really needs them since she can't really use medkits and bandages, while Blot shouldn't take any tapes found on the ground. Now, what if everyone in the run is the tape tune? For example, 8 Sprouts or 8 Teagans. Well, I found a solution to these as well. So we'll go in this order, starting with 8 Sprouts. This run might be similar to a normal run. If a Sprout is low on health, then that Sprout should take medkits and heals while the other Sprouts prioritize healing other Sprouts. Since it will cost 450 tapes to heal with an extremely long cooldown, you should just distribute tapes evenly. but due to the sheer amount of sprouts with less tapes should most likely take more tapes than sprouts with more tapes. Yeah, I know, it sounds a bit confusing. Now for 8 Teagans. This is a bit similar to 8 sprouts, with Teagans with less tapes taking more than Teagans with more. Or if a Teagan is low on health, they should most likely take bandages and medkits, since other Teagans will be focused on gathering tapes. It might not be as easy to distribute evenly, as everyone will constantly fight for tapes, but using a specific solution and strategy, the tapes can be taken by either low health or low tape Teagans. And lastly, for 8 Blots. This one isn't too much of an issue. It will cost 80 tapes to use his ability, but since Blot's ability isn't based off of healing like Sprout and Teagan, these tapes really can just be taken by any Blot with less tapes than others, with health not being as much as a concern. High tape Blots can also possibly save low tape Blots with their abilities. For all 3 of these scenarios, machines and useless items can also be used to gain tapes, so the ones with less tapes can prioritize more machines and items, or these can be split evenly between all the tape tunes. However, I much prefer the first option as it will most likely lead to an even number in tapes. And lastly, for the bonuses, what if there's many Sprouts, Teagans, and Blots? Well, it mainly revolves around the strategies I mentioned previously, but split between all the tape tunes. Lower health, more tapes for Sprouts and Teagans. The Blots most likely shouldn't take tapes off the ground since the other two need them more. And that's the tape debate in Danny's World Explained. If I forgot to cover anything, or if something here is a bit confusing for you to understand, I will gladly explain it to you in the comments and try to elaborate more clearly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next video.